today's intermediate class 2年生ですね second grade class 2年生の授業は today's lesson is about からand ので as in because blah blah から and blah blah ので I mean basically when you start from the beginner class it's usually designed to start with から and ので comes a little bit later but it's basically the same. I think it's a better idea to just combine to learn it at the same time, to see it, like to see the overview and to see the whole idea of the way we say because in Japanese. So just basically just put it together. Plus, we'll have a look at the differences between だから、なので、なぜなら. So that's the goal today. So let's get started. Right. Straight ahead to the example. Well, because as conjunction to combine two sentences, right? Because. So that functions, we have a look today. Well, this sentence. とても忙しいから大変です。とても忙しいから大変です。とても忙しいから大変です。Stuff like that. Well, this is very realistic sentence for many of you actually. Everybody has been very 忙しい. And they think, or we think it's 大変. So we explain it's 大変 by saying とても忙しい combining with から and I just put another way of saying the same sentence とても忙しいので大変ですとても忙しいので大変です Well, because I'm busy because we're busy. You can't really tell because the subject is dropped. とても忙しい. Basically, it's the speaker. とても忙しいのは大変です. I mean, I'm very busy, so that's why it's tough. It's tough because I'm busy. It's tough because there are lots to do. Right, so I started with the two sentences combining with から and ので as conjunction, right? But you can also say two different sentences. That's also an idea of the usage of because 大変です period and then とても忙しいから period. Well, とても忙しいので you can also say this. You might or people might say this after から but this cannot be attached to ので. So just so you know, 大変ですとっても忙しいから大変ですとっても忙しいので You can also say this two different sentences or as the conjunction you can say this as one sentence. As grammar, just as we looked ブラブラからブラブラのでcomma and another sentence. So blah blah because. Well, here you have to be careful that blah blah kara. So before kara or node, there are reasons, and then situation. Well, in English, usually you put blah 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 situation first, and then reasons. Well, this I mean, as mentioned just now, grammatically, or we do say situation first. We do sometimes situation first as just one way of expression to emphasize this was a situation, but our cultural way, we usually put the important information at the very end of the sentences. So we usually start with reasons, blah, 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 kara, and then that's why it happened. And then we have this situation. So this is a very cultural thing. In English-speaking countries, or I think most of European countries, you get straight to the point. You get the conclusion first, right? And then you get specific reasons, or you just go deeper, the explanation, reasons and stuff. But culturally, like, you know, culture-wise, we usually say reasons, the backgrounds, or, you know, excuses, I don't know, and then situation and the conclusion. So usually this is how they look in grammar-wise. And then, as mentioned here, this can be opposite as well. Then, depends on verbs or or na adjectives or nouns. We have to be careful when you combine with kara or node. Well, here I mentioned both long form or short form and short form or casual form can be placed before kara and node. Well, we have a look here. So verbs, when you put normally verbs and adjectives, no worries at all. You just combine kara and node right after mass form, short form, mass form, short form. When it comes to verbs and adjectives, for example, to watch, miru, mimasu, mimasu kara, because I watch something. Miru kara, because I watch something. Mimasu node, miru node. It's a totally the same. Isogashii, busy, isogashii desu kara, isogashii kara, isogashii desu node, isogashii node. Right. Very easy. Here, this is the part you have to be careful, just like as in short form as well. So same here. Now adjectives and nouns, when we have them before kara, before node. So when you talk about the reasons or backgrounds, you have to remember to put da as in short form, you know, and then plus kara. But when it comes to node, it's not da, but na. When you put reasons in the sentences. Na adjectives, kirei, beautiful or clean, kirei na, as in dictionary form. But in mass form, you have to drop na, kirei desu. And then when you use mass form before kara, you say kirei desu kara, because it's clean, because it's beautiful, or they, or I don't know. And when you want to put short form before kara, you have to have da, kirei da kara, kirei da kara. It very often happens that you forget kirei kara, because it's beautiful. You want to say kirei kara, but it's actually necessary to have da. I mean, we do know what you mean, but grammatically, it's correct to say da kara, kirei da kara. When it comes to nouns, for example, gakusei, student, gakusei, because I'm a student, because he is student, because they are student. Gakusei desu. This mass form, that's fine. Desu kara. Gakusei kara, we don't say this. Gakusei da kara. Gakusei da kara. And then node. Instead of kirei da kara, we say kirei na node. So it's wrong to say kirei da node or kirei node. Nope. Kirei na node. Gakusei da kara. When you want to use node, gakusei na node. Gakusei na node. Right. Well, did I mention that I didn't mention that. The difference, the nuance difference. So basically, kara, node, they're the same functions. Grammatically, a bit different. Nuance-wise, slight different. Kara sounds slightly casual, slightly a little bit more casual than node. Node can be more often used in written Japanese or polite Japanese. As mentioned, you usually start learning from kara before node. Personally, I use more node when I use polite form, when I use mass form, when I talk to the socially higher status people or the elderly people. So for me, I think it's more natural to say blah blah node when you want to be polite. But as I think as a modern Japanese, it's also considered to be polite enough to use kara or natural maybe. But 綺麗だから綺麗なので I think it's more sophisticated to say node. Well, anyway, but just a little bit slight difference, and that's it. Basically the same meaning, explaining the reasons. 綺麗だから学生だから Right. So as kara or node as an independent word, or what's called adverbial, I think it's called in grammatical term. So therefore, that's why, instead of because, we just had a look at this when you say nouns. There's da and na. So you can just pick these words up from the examples. They can actually work alone. だから、なので. They can function as so or therefore. That's why. So you just, say something. 忙しいんです。忙しいです。I'm busy. だから大変です。So it's tough. Therefore it's tough. That's why it's tough. なので is the same. Just slight difference, as なので can be a little bit written, a little bit more like written, and that's it. So therefore, that's why. So they can work independently as a word, an adverbial it's called. So as the, as a filler. So while you're thinking or while you're just, okay, so that's why you say なので or だから and stuff. To start a sentence, a new sentence with these words. So they can be also practical. And then again, yes, reasons first, situation later. There are other adverbials I just mentioned here. The reason why is, so だからなので to start with. We have other variations just for your fluent vocabulary, what is called treasure chest. You can always open up and then you can always pick these up and to be more fluent. Anyway, なぜならだって。なぜなら this is literally なぜなら the reason why is. So this one だからなので reason comes first, and then situation later. But here, these are because as an adverbial, which means, so you just explain some situations. 大変です. It's tough. 大変です. It's a lot of work. なぜなら, and then you can start a new sentence, and then you say some reasons after なぜなら. And you might have heard だって. だって. And this is also because, like the reason why is to start a new sentence. But that is super informal, very super casual, like very broken, not broken, but the very daily conversational expression. I think it's more like kids usually say that, like だって忙しいんだもんbecause I'm busy stuff. But you sound more polite and sophisticated when you say なぜなら, but maybe a little bit too formal. なぜかというと、どうしてかというと, that's a little bit more variation of なぜ, right? なぜ like why, なぜ、どうして as the same. So なぜかというと, let me tell you why, blah blah blah, and then you can go on the the reasons, explanation afterward. というのは、というのも、they're also variations. So they all work the same as the starter of the new sentence. The reason why is blah 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 blah. なぜならというのはというのもなぜかというとどうしてかというと、yeah. Right. And we just conclude this lesson having a look at other examples and we're done. Mass form, let's start with the mass form. とても忙しいですから。The example we first looked at, that was 忙しいから, an e adjective, like simply e adjective, but you can also put mass form, です。polite form. とても忙しいですから大変です。とても忙しいですので大変です。So it's a little bit too formal when you put this mass form before からand ので。So we usually say 忙しいので大変です。忙しいから大変です。Again, you can just what is it called? Put them not the upside down, the omvendt. What is it called? Turn it around. 大変です。とても忙しいから。とても忙しいので。It's a little bit more natural. 忙しいので大変です。忙しいから大変です。And then as mentioned, I personally prefer to use ので。とても忙しいので大変です。とても忙しいから大変です。I mean, yeah, both good. Right? Na adjective. Another example. 桜はきれい。桜、cherry blossom trees. 桜はきれい、beautiful. ですから大好きです。I love it. 桜はきれいですので大好きです。They mean the same. And then you can also put them around. 大好きです。桜はきれいですから。きれいですので。But again, you have to be careful here, which is, I mean, this is the most common way to say this, but that's why you have to be careful. 桜はきれいだから、桜はきれいなので、大好きです。Because it's na adjective. Na adjectives and the nouns. You have to have da and na. だから and なので。だからなので。Right, so 桜はきれいだから。You drop na and put da. 桜はきれいなので。大好きです。Right, and then you can just say 大好きです。What do you like?What do you love? 大好きです。桜は綺麗だから。Sounds a bit poetic though. You just say it. The conclusion. 大好きです。You say it. And then you go on to the reasons. 桜は綺麗だから。桜は綺麗なので。Right, anyway. Grammatically, they're both correct. So, that was it.Thank you for watching. お疲れ様でした。If you want to practice Japanese with us and meet your new classmates, you're more than welcome to join us. おかえりスクール